fairness prevails in this debate so that everybody can really express their ideas in the shortest time possible so that people can really get the good picture that you guys have to give. So I'd like the moderators to really favor each candidate in in a very good way so that we are good. Regardless of that, I think that is all I have to say. And I wish you all good luck. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edward Baruga. Those were the opening remarks from the Electoral Commission chairperson. We shall start with the moderators introducing themselves.
Good morning to you all.
Hello.
Chemonges Joel is my name. Yes, Peter, go on.
All right. My apologies, Joel. I hope everybody is able to hear me. Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
All right. So I will allow Joel, since he had gone first, to introduce himself. And then I will come through after Mr. Chemonges.
Okay. Greetings once again. Chemonges Joel is my name. I'm a fourth-year law student, and I will be your moderator today alongside Peter Ahabwe. He'll introduce himself.
All right. Thank you so much, Joel, my co-moderator, who I am virtually moderating with. First of all, my name is Peter Ahabwe. I am a former student of this prestigious institution in the Pearl of Africa, Uganda Christian University. I think that's all about me. It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this session. I would like to thank the president, together with your team, for conducting the first online debate for the presidential candidates. I am humbled to be here and to join you guys wherever you are, and I look forward to a fruitful debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hawe and Mr. Chemonges. Then we shall have an introductory statement from the aspirants, from the presidential candidate aspirants.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nabimanya Diana, and I am a presidential aspirant. For starters, I want to let the world and everyone who is listening in to know that I am a lady who is a servant leader, who takes initiative and loves to work. That's basically it about me for now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tumeba Zakei Elizabeth, among very many other names. I love to meet new people. I love to make friends. I love God. And one thing about me is I'm a very practical person. This is inspired by one of my best authors, John C. Maxwell, who keeps reminding us to not only keep intentions as intentions, but make them practical as well. I am a people person, and I love to place myself in positions in which I can easily influence and cause a difference. Thank you so much.
My name is both Alex Kiracho, aka the dark guy. But I'm a clockwise thinker, I'm a hardworking young man, I'm an ambitious young man, and I am the publicity secretary of the Kiracho Foundation. I'm also a friendly person who loves to meet new people, like she said, and I'm a person who is going against the ladies. It takes balls to go against ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Those are the candidates we have aspiring for the post of President of the Law Society. Thank you for introducing yourselves. I hope everybody has taken note of that. We have the ladies and the gentlemen with the balls to go against the ladies. So we shall have questions from our moderators, Mr. Chemonges and Mr. Hawe, just to guide you, to help you know these people better and to aid your decision on who you would like to represent this prestigious society.
So firstly, we shall reserve some minutes for the candidates to give their opening statements and of their manifesto. Each of them will be accorded 2 minutes each. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Oboth Alex Kiracho, standing for President Law Society. I'm here seeking for your support for your mandate. And what entails in my manifesto, one that I call my strongest point is the mentorship program. Now, the mentorship program has basically been one that has been a laissez-faire, where people are actually picked to be mentors. Now, I intend to introduce the Peer for Love mentorship, where one has to apply to become a mentor. And when one applies to become a mentor, it actually shows they have the love, the dedication, the passion to mentor people. And at the end of the day, we have to motivate these people and appreciate them with rewards. So at the end of the day, you who they are mentoring you, you're getting something out of love, passion and dedication. And me who is mentoring someone, I am getting something that is going to boost my CV. I also intend to come up with days where people have to mentor. I call it the compulsory mentoring, because the mentors act in the past governments appreciating their efforts. In the past governments, people act in a laissez-faire manner. You call your mentor and he is not available for you. So I intend to introduce compulsory days where mentors have to mentor their people. Then furthermore, I also intend to solve the missing marks. Now, the missing marks is basically where one misses marks when coursework or even when examination marks come out. So how is both Alex Kiracho going to solve this? I intend to come up with a committee where, of course, it includes the senators, the class senates, where they will constitute a committee where they will put pressure and hold the faculty accountable. Because you cannot expect me, who has done my paper, and you tell me I have missing marks, where did my paper go? So this committee of the senators is going to hold the faculty accountable, is going to mount pressure on them. And we're not working with the lecturers, we are directly working with the dean and the people in charge, or the bosses of the lecturers. Then the next other point is the moods. Now, I intend to advance the moods. For so long, the moods has been one that has triggered people where someone sits on their talent and they're afraid to moot. Why? Because they have a heavy academic load. And they're scared to moot because at the end of the day, when they are mooting and representing the university, it's hard for them to balance. So me, as Oboth Alex Kiracho, I intend to lobby for incentives where they have to give them ample time to first give them time.
Just to cut you short there, Mr. Kiracho, time is not on your side. So
can I complete?
Conclude in 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
So the moods, what I intend to do for the moods is to lobby for incentives to give people ample time to complete their academic work and also represent the university. Given the fact that I do not have enough time, I intend to build a visible society, one that people can affiliate and identify themselves with even when they leave law school, because that's the society I intend to build, one that is going to restore pride, visibility and vibrancy. Thank you so much, both Alex Kiracho.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kiracho. Next, we shall be hearing from Ms. Nabimanya.
Yes, I am Ms. Nabimanya. Now, okay. Good to see your face. Yes, my manifesto, I called my manifesto the action manifesto. And in my action plan, the first point is academic support. Now, on the aspect of academic support, I'm looking at the most pressing issue, which is missing marks. And how am I going to deal with the aspect of missing marks? I'm creating a clarification board. And this board will include student representatives, it will include faculty representatives, and us, and the class representatives. The class representatives will collect the information of the students who are missing their marks, and then they'll bring it to the cabinet, which cabinet, through the faculty representatives, will petition the dean and make sure that students' marks are availed. Why? Because I'm seen that whenever this reaches the desk of the dean, people's marks are availed. And then I'm looking at creation of a legal clinic. Now, this legal clinic will be where students come in and go for outreaches, teach people about rule of law, teach people about justice, teach people about the different aspects of the law, because I have realized that people have so many problems, and they have these legal problems because they are ignorant, because they don't know. So why don't we serve the community? At the end of the day, we are building experience, we are selling ourselves as a student, and we are also gaining experience. By the time we go out there, people will give us the reception because they've seen us work. Then I'm looking at a legal journal. I know so many law students know how to write, know how to research. Why don't we employ those skills and make them be able to bring these skills on board? However, when they're doing this, they'll have someone who is an expert, who will guide them, who will work as the leader, and he'll proofread whatever they will be giving in. At the end of the day, we are sharpening their legal research skills, and we are also sharpening their legal writing skills. And then I'm looking at the aspect of alumni mentorship. We have over 1,000 alumni. Why don't we work together with the alumni and have students mentored by an alumni? At the end of the day, we are creating social capital and experience for the students. And then I'm also looking at the aspect of mental health. Yes, most students of the law suffer with mental health. Most of them do not get to talk to someone who relates with them. We need to talk to someone who is well versed with the law, who knows the baggage and the burden we go through. So why don't we have counselors coming in who understand the law, who can tell us how to balance the law and our usual life, so that we have clear heads and we can be able to work well. And then I'm also looking at the aspect of tuition. So many students suffer with tuition. Now, the society will not pay.
If you could conclude in 5 seconds, thank you.
All right. As I conclude, I need us to understand that I am looking at a society that is all round, a society that is building a law student right from their mental to their political, to their social, to their economic aspects. I'm looking at a society that builds an advocate who is wholesome and who will serve the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nabimanya, for giving us that manifesto. Next, we shall be hearing from Ms. Tumweva Zeli.
Yes, thank you so much. I come before you this morning under a slogan, a society befitting of the people. If something is befitting, it is appropriate, it is relevant and suitable with the times. My manifesto is grounded on 3 pillars, which are inclusive leadership, effective representation, and steady progress. And before I proceed, I would just wish to break down my manifesto into 5 tenets. The first is financial capital, the second is intellectual capital, the third is relational capital, the fourth is publicity capital, and the final one is physical capital. When we come to the financial capital, if a society is to be relevant to the student and appropriate to the different things that affect us as law students, it is going to have to identify with the different pertinent issues affecting us as law students. And one of those is the tuition burden. So what is the law society going to do? When elected as president, it is going to be our win. It is going to be us in the system. And we shall establish a law society fund. This fund is going to be independent from the guild fund. And to this fund, we shall deposit proceeds from different charitable activities like car washing. We shall, Thank you, sir. We shall also have Law Society fund boxes stationed at the different places of this institution, to which we shall deposit a coin, a note, anything. And then towards the end of a semester, towards the end of a week or two, our finance secretary shall take those deposits, those proceeds to our account. And then we shall also lobby for funds from our alumni, so that towards the end of the semester, the class senates will come with a list of the different students in their classes who have tuition encumbrances. And as a society, we shall be able to make a substantial contribution to the tuition of our colleagues. And when you do that, someone will actually know that this is a society that resonates with them, and this is a society that is befitting of the people in UCU. Under intellectual capital, I wish to also highlight the fact that yes, we have had a bad online semester previously, and we also have issues with missing marks. But as a society, there's a lot that we can do. How about we work hand in hand, we form a team, work with the guild president.
Miss Tumwebaza, your time bad. If you could conclude in a second or two. Thank you.
A second or two. Wow, I already listed the different things that are part of my manifesto, but I was still deliberating on intellectual capital, but there's a lot under relational, under publicity, and under physical, and we can only do this together come Monday, the 22nd of March. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tumwebaza. We shall now be hearing from our moderators, who will be Mr. Chemonges and Mr. Ahabwe.
Okay. Joel, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect, perfect. So before we have a set of questions that we've prepared. Joel is actually supposed to be leading, so for the next segment, he will actually be leading. But I will ask individual questions relating to your manifestos. We have a few questions before we go to personal questions and questions relating to faculty. Current affairs would like to see if you're well acquainted with things that are happening presently. So I think one question I'll ask and then Joel will take it on from there. So my question I will begin with Alex. Alex, you said your most important part that you're looking at, and I ask this for the benefit of students who are listening out there. You said the most important thing in your manifesto is your mentorship program. What modes have you placed or put into consideration to ensure that you have an effective mentorship program? And before that, hasn't this program been in place before? What is it that you bring that is new on board?
First of all, I want to thank you for the question. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who do not know the person speaking, is the former Law Society President of Uganda Christian University. So I look up to people like that. However, answering my question, the mentorship program, yes, it has been there, but it has not been vibrant per se. It has been one that has been laissez-faire. Now, me as Oboth Alex Kiracho, I intend to strengthen it by breathing life into the mentorship program. And in this, I ideally think that if we can let people apply to become mentors, it shows that they have passion and dedication for it. And why it is my strongest point, you can see we have been affected by the pandemic, and the year ones or the fresh students into the university have been affected. One, because they have not appreciated the law and they have not had an academic guardian in the university. So I ideally think if we have academic guardians in the university, it will be one that can actually be strengthened through person. Through the mentorship program, through application. So if a mentor applies to get mentees, it shows that they have dedication for something. I ideally think to motivate these mentors, we have to give
Mr. Kiracho, sorry to cut you short. I think this should go out to all the candidates. You have a maximum of 2 minutes to answer these questions.
Like a timer?
Yeah, no, there's a timer, but brief answers that get straight to the point will be highly appreciated because of the time.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. So you can summarize in 5 seconds since you are caught unaware of the time, but the rest of you, we shall be using 2 minutes. Thank you.
Apologies for being cut short to the listeners out there. So to summarize my point, the reason why the reason why I'm majoring on the mentorship program and how I'm going to strengthen it is one way. Instead of mentors working in a laissez-faire mode, how about you put days where there's compulsory mentoring? How about you put days where they can come and mentor people? I really think that would be one of the best ways to keep the mentorship program more vibrant and visible. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Alex. We now move to Ms. Nabimanya. Alex, I hope that for the benefit of even after this debate, you will inform the students on how you will effect compulsory mentorship. It sounds an overstretch, so I hope that you will, during your next few days, you will let the students how you will effect that. Ms. Nabimanya, you talked about an aspect of mental health. Do you mind telling the fraternity how you intend to ensure that there is a mental health sort of program, and what mechanisms have you put in place? And could you maybe tell us, have you carried out a research? Do you have statistics to that end to have a number of students maybe who have been affected? How are you going to ensure that this program is viable throughout your tenure and even for the next generations?
Yes, first of all, on the aspect of mental health, on implementation of mental health, I am looking at bringing on board counselors who also understand the law, because I have realized that whenever we talk to people who understand us and are well versed with the law, then we are able to achieve the results. Now, approximately 60% of the students of the UCU community during take homes had the issue of mental health. They were very depressed because they had a lot of baggage, they had a lot of things they were doing, and they had to balance the two. So I asked myself, what can we do? Do we have to just talk to the one counselor that we have at the university? Why can't we bring in counselors every 3 weeks to hold mental health talks, and to also talk to the students and just listen to them, engage them on the aspect of mental health? How we intend to do this? We intend to work together with still the alumni, because I believe that the alumni are willing to work with us if we take the initiative and talk to them and ask them to come and talk to us about issues of mental health. Because you see, mental health needs you to be able to express yourself to someone who fully understands you, someone who can relate with you, not just someone who's going to tell you you will be okay. We need someone who's going to tell us, now you have to balance the law and this together like this. You have to run it like this. So I'm looking at implementing it through working with the alumni, getting some members of the alumni to come and educate us on aspects of mental health. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Nabimanya. You actually had 30 seconds left, so we appreciate. Back to Peter.
He's unmuted.
Mr. Harwe, kindly unmute.
Oh, my apologies. My apologies. So I was saying I was able to turn on my video, so I hope you're able to see me now. So we now go to Tumwebaze, right? Miss Tumwebaze. Yes. So Miss Tumwebaze, you have very beautiful ideas. You say befitting inclusiveness, effective representation. My question is about financial capital. How are you going to ensure? Because previously we've had this, we have, even in the constitution of the Uganda Christian University Law Society, I believe there's a fund. How are you going to ensure that you put in place a long-standing financial system that makes the society resilient? Because things you're talking about, I think even President Ernest has probably thought about them. Things to do with car washing, lobbying funds through the alumni. How are you going to ensure that what you will place is sustainable, but also long-standing for even people who are going to take up, that is if you win presidency?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Peter Ahawe, for that question. I believe that all of this is a matter of intentionality. If someone sets their mind to something and is very, very determined that they can actually achieve this, then they can. Because it's not just about me. The tuition burden is not only affecting I as Tumwebaze Elizabeth, it is affecting the entire UCU law school. And so if someone comes up and says, hi guys, I am coming up and we are going to establish this fund, it is going to cater for your sister, for your brother, in your class, for your colleague, and it's going to make a substantial contribution. I believe the spirit of Ubuntuism is still amidst us as Ugandans and Africans. And I am sure that people shall show up for those car washes. They shall show up and they shall drop those coins in those different boxes that shall be stationed in the different places. So this is now about being intentional. When elected, we shall start by starting and forming an account, and we shall publicize this. We shall inform everyone else. We shall inform everyone else about the existence of this account, and we shall work towards it. We shall set a goal every semester, and we shall inform all the different law students that there is an account. Let us do something about this. Send your deposits, send your contributions to this account. And towards the end of the semester, I believe we shall have, and this will be a very good foundation that the next governments shall pick from. They shall just continue because there's already a foundation that has been set. And I believe that this is sustainable and achievable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. I now hand over to Joel if he has a few questions in line of your manifestos, and then we'll take it on from there. Joel, you have questions?
Before Mr. Chemonges asks, I just wanted to communicate to the candidates. One represents that you have a minute left, 2, 30 seconds left, and 3 is time up. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question that will be aired out to all the three. It's a general question, and it's in light with the society we live in today. Liz prides on practicality, Diana and Kiracho pride on being relevant to society as a law society president. Now, my question addresses the post-COVID society that we live in today. And my question goes, in the post-COVID society we live in today, the faculty has had to pivot. It has had to eliminate certain course units like clinical legal education too, that involve community interactions. So how practical are your community outreach programs like the legal aid clinic that Diana and Kiracho intimated upon in their manifestos, as well as the fun night that Liz talked about? Please, each of you will be given about a minute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chemonges Joel. Yes, indeed, the pandemic hit us, and it led really all of us to take a different shift in the way that we do things. But I believe that it has made us to actually now be a little more deliberate about certain things. And if we're talking about a fun night, we are still seeing people having weddings during this pandemic. We are still having classes. We are still even having a debate right now in the midst of a pandemic. So I believe that even when there's a pandemic, we can still have a fun night, and we can still have legal clinics, and we can still... Pardon, is my time up? Okay, thank you. And we can still be able to put into practice what we are promising. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for that question, and I commend Ms. Liz for her submission. Now, first, I did mention about the legal clinic, and I told you that though students will enroll and go out and conduct community outreach. In this outreach, they'll be teaching people about the rule of law and justice. Now, how I intend to make this work, first, we shall not be taking the whole law society. That means we shall take a limited number of people, and we shall be able to observe the SOPs. At the end of the day, I am looking at working with companies like Public Interest Legal Clinic and the network of public interest lawyers to fund this legal clinic. And when they fund it, we shall be able to move a certain number of students in groups and take them outside and educate people, because I believe they can observe the SOPs when we are taking just a limited number of students. And we shall do that through how they enroll and how they show their initiative. Thank you.
So the ideally, I think the question is, how do we involve the students? How is it benefiting to the students in the post-COVID era? So in my manifesto, I have something called the hands-on skill, because it is a skill where you have to teach the students how to best prepare for the post-pandemic era. So a hands-on skill is basically someone with the society helping other people, teach them something, because ideally think we cannot thrive on certain things. We cannot thrive on only our education. So how about we teach them something else called a side hustle? Maybe how to make liquid soap, maybe how to make candles. At the end of the day, we are including students. We are helping them learn something. And this we can be able to teach a friend to teach a friend. And this all starts from the law society. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your responses. This one will go directly to Liz. You talked of having law firms that you would be giving, is it hypothetical problems every 2 weeks? You barely finish your coursework in 2 weeks. How do you expect someone to do a hypothetical moot every 2 weeks?
Thank you so much, Mr. Chemonges Joel. For starters, this hypothetical moot does not come with the pressure of an academic coursework. It is something that is really outside the whole classroom environment. And so someone is going to approach it not as something that is in need of marks at the end of the day, but something, let's say, going to look at it as a platform on which they can actually go and release, a platform on which they can actually go and release some part of the stress that they're actually getting from these different courseworks. So I believe that this is actually achievable. One, because the hypothetical questions are not coming with an academic pressure. They are coming just as a way to help us get on the other side of the table, which is the practical side. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your response. This goes to Diana. You talked of having a law journal. I have had the opportunity of being on the editing committee of the last law journal. I'm sure I didn't even see it, but this was because of one major aspect, and that was the financial side of it. We're not able to avail this to all the students. So how do you intend to make your law journal practical, and how do you think you'll be able to make it available to all the students?
Yes, thank you very much. Now, first of all, I am aware of the fact that the society does not have the finances at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the finances through subscription fee, make sure that whenever someone pays their 50,000, they get a round neck shirt. At the end of the day, we are raising subscription fee. Now, when we get some money from the subscription fee, we shall be able to open up an online journal, because I believe that students can access their online platforms. They can access their phones. They have their phones in their hands 24/7. Let's first have it online, then make it accessible to the students online. And when we have enough money, then we can publish the hard copies. But for now, we shall start on the online platforms, which can reach each and every law student. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last question goes to Kiracho. You talked of missing marks. It's really a big problem that we face up to now here. Let's think about it in the way that you brought it out in your manifesto. You talked of having a committee. Don't you think this would lengthen the process of getting these marks? Because right now you have to go to faculty, line up. Anyway, it's all a cumbersome process. So what do you intend to shorten? What do you intend to do to shorten the process of getting these missing marks?
Thank you so much, Joel. So the reason why I said I have to start a committee, and ideally think the committee is all about the senators, the class senates, because you know that the class senates actually do nothing. So how about it's high time we include them? So now we understand that the missing marks is basically a class representative working directly with the lecturer, and this is basically the laissez-faire thing. A class representative will call the lecturer, and it will be like, okay, send me the numbers or something like that. So I believe that if we use the class senators respectively of their years and streams, if we use them properly, ideally think that these people will mount pressure and hold them accountable, because the faculty that we deal with is one that works under pressure, one that works under one that has to be held accountable, and we're not working with the lecturers. We are working directly with the dean. We're working directly with their bosses, and ideally think this will be a very short method, because if we go to their bosses, we can be able to get back our marks. Why did my paper go missing? Why don't I hold you accountable? So ideally think that's how it is going to be, a very easy and short method. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Over to you, Peter, for the personal questions.
All right. Thank you, Joel, and thank you to the candidates. Well done, well done. So we have a few personal questions. I have some notes here with me. I needed to ask more questions in line of your manifestos, but because of time, I think we'll just go straight to asking personal questions. So I think, Joel, everybody I think will have to make a comment on this question. So I will begin with Ms. Tumwebaze, Elizabeth. Ms. Tumwebaze, have you heard of the concept of which, because you're going to be at the helm of the society, you are the president. Have you heard of the concept of delegating power? How do you plan on ensuring that throughout your tenure, this principle shall be visible, but also effective?
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Ahabwe, for that question. I think that from the onset, it is important for us to acknowledge the fact that teamwork exists. And when elected as president, it is not going to be about Tumwebaza running the society. It is going to be about we working together to make the society one that is befitting of the people. So from the onset, in order for us to actually realize delegation, we shall first of all acknowledge the presence of the different offices in the society. There's publicity, there's organizing secretary, there's academic secretary, and there are all these other offices. So as president, that alone shows that we shall let the different people in their offices to be able to exercise their different duties. And I as president will only come in to help or to guide, and come in at the last point. Probably, yes, just offer opinion, to offer guidance, but at the end of the day, we shall be working as a team. And it's not going to just be Liz at the face of the society, but the entire cabinet, because we are a team. And at the end of the day, it will be the entire law school, because this is a society befitting of you. And everyone is going to have to, everyone's view is definitely going to be part of the different process of this journey in achieving this society that is befitting of the people. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think that has been the comment by Elizabeth. We would like to hear everybody's submission in light of, just in a minute, I like the fact that we're keeping time. What do you understand by the concept of delegating power, and how do you ensure that, Liz gave her views, but how are you going to ensure that throughout your tenure, Ms. Nabimanya, we're going to see that happening? Because sometimes we've seen presidents become dictators.
Yes, now, thank you, Mr. Hawe. If you observe my manifesto, it is inclusive of all the cabinet members. It is a manifesto that shows that I will be working together with each cabinet member, because I'm working on academic support, which will work first with the academic secretary. I am looking at the co-curricular aspect, which will work with the organizing secretary. I'm looking at the aspects of mental health. I'm looking at the aspects of societal reform, and all these include the whole cabinet. Like Ms. Liz said, teamwork is key. I do not work alone. I have to work with the people I am serving with. And that is why I even had the idea of accountability, to show that I am involving them and ensuring that they fulfill whichever promise they are going to make to the students and to the people by showing a report on how far they have gone. So at the end of the day, I'll be delegating my ideas and working with the cabinet members to ensure that these ideas are brought and they take place and they're brought and implemented in the society. The only way I'm going to do this, the only way I'm going to do this is including the cabinet members, making sure that we work together on achieving the aspects in my manifesto together with the aspects in whichever manifestos they will have. At the end of the day, I uphold teamwork, and I also show you through my manifesto that it is inclusive of all cabinet members. And like a leader who is a servant leader, I believe that when we work together, we achieve more. Thank you very much.
As a both Alex Kiracho, when I first introduced myself, I said I was a team player, I was a team leader. And I ideally think that we as presidents, we provide leadership. We are not dictators. And my manifesto is centered to 4 core values: financial core value, the second one is the political, the third one is the student welfare, and the fourth is the academics. So I ideally think this all caters throughout, it cuts across to the cabinet. And I have inclusivity, I have visibility and vibrancy. So at the end of the day, I cannot be vibrant and visible alone. At the end of the day, the cabinet, the body, the law society body is not of both Alex's body alone. It is a body of the finance, it's a body of the academics, it's the body of the organizing committee. So it is at the realm of me to help the other students. It is me to provide leadership. So at the end of the day, if you're asking how best can we include everyone and how best can we delegate, it's not delegation. Yes, we have to delegate, but we provide leadership. Thank you.
Thank you for your responses. The next question is basically a chance to reiterate what was in your manifestos. And the question goes, all of you will have to answer it.
Yes, my definition of leadership is the kind of leadership that is intersectional, a leadership that involves every student of the society, regardless of their status, regardless of their background, and regardless of whatever they believe in. I am looking at leadership that includes every student, right from the year one who believes in whatever they believe in, to the year four whom we may think is an atheist, to whoever, whatever they believe in. I want to look at an aspect of leadership that is intersectional, inclusive of each and everyone. A leadership that serves everyone, regardless of who they are or where they come from. That is my definition of leadership.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chemonges Joel. My view of leadership is highly inspired by Jesus Christ in the Bible. And when you view his life, he was a leader, but a servant as well. And so when someone talks about leadership, they're talking about a servant, talking about someone who is a relational being, someone who is going to actually move together with the people that they are serving. So my view of leadership is based on servanthood, it is based on relationship, and it's based on a team effort, in other words, teamwork. And it is through this view of leadership that I believe that we can eventually achieve a society that is befitting of the people. If someone is ready to serve, if someone is ready to relate with the people that they serve, and if someone is ready to work with a team and not just work alone. Thank you so much.
So, given the fact that we have been appointed as leaders, we have been put there, it's number one, it shows you that the people themselves have entrusted you with office. So my definition of leadership is one that offers guidance to the people who have put you there, that offers inclusivity, that you have to include the people who have put you there. And number three, one that caters for their welfare. Because they have put you there, how about you cater for them? And the fourth one is one that bridges the gap between you, the people you're representing, and the people you're working for. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you, Joel. So the last question, Joel will agree with me. Somebody hinted on the last question we're about to ask, so we'll make an amendment. And this amendment has been made now. Yes. So what virtues, and this goes to all of you, what virtues do you hold so dear to yourself? That's the first question, but it is a bit connected. And the second bit of that question is, what makes you stand out? Your three candidates there. What makes you stand out and best fit for that top office? Because you're going to be the president of the Uganda Christian University Law Society. Yes. Let's begin with Joel will direct, but I think we can begin with Elizabeth. We want to hear what virtues do you hold and what makes you stand out and best fit for this office.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter Ahabwe. First of all, I have a burning desire to serve. And when given any opportunity, it is just an opportunity to serve. So it would be really proud of me and seemingly arrogant to think that of the three of us, I am the best fit. But I believe that I hold love at heart. I hold the aspects of teamwork. I hold the aspects of servanthood. I hold the aspects of honesty. I am open to correction, and I'm ready to move together under the theme of inclusive leadership. That is not just going to be Tumwebaza Elizabeth running a society, but it's going to be the entire law school moving together. So I think that's all I can say.
Thank you very much, Liz, and thank you, Mr. Ahewa, for that question. Now, first, on the virtues that I hold dear, honesty and trustworthiness. I also believe in staying true to oneself. I believe that when you have these virtues, you're not going to be a conformist, you're not going to be swayed by the wind just because you're there, but you actually stand by your principles and uphold them and make sure that whatever you implement in the society is make sure that whatever you implement in the society is not compromised by the outside winds, the outside forces, and anything that may come to distract you because you set your mind. So as I uphold the virtue of staying true to oneself, because authenticity is a big virtue and it makes you a leader who is transparent, a leader who is not going to go around telling lies and, embezzling money or compromising. Yes, and what makes me stand out? Now, this question is a little bit ambiguous, it's outside there. However, what makes me stand out is, again, authenticity. I am a very realistic person. I am not going to lie to you or pet you because I need something. I am going to give you the real idea and show you how this real idea works. I am the type of person who looks at taking action and getting results. I am a hands-on woman, and I believe that what makes me stand out is I am the type of person who will promise you an achievable thing and go ahead and achieve whatever I have promised you because I believe in getting results. Thank you very much.
First of all, it takes balls to go against ladies, and I'm proud of myself that I'm going against ladies. Number two, I ideally think that we are all seated here, the three of us, because we have passion to serve, we have ambitions to serve, and we have ideas to serve. Because at the end of the day, no one pushed us to serve people. So it is based on what ideas we're pushing. So what makes me stand out is left to the public, that what ideas are we putting out there and what are you seeing? Because all of us are competent, all of us are capable, and all of us are ready to serve. So it is you, the general public, that has to see that actually what idea works for me, what practicable idea works for me, because it is us who have to show you what we see. So it is at the end of the day, it is you who has to see what we see. Because if you look into my manifesto, it is nothing that is outside the law society. I am not going to lie to you that I'm going to strengthen Wi-Fi, or I'm going to address the dress code policy, or I'm going to handle the tuition, because those are out of the hands of the law society. So how about you, the public, sees what we can do? Thank you so much.
Thank you all for your question, for your responses. We shall now be moving on to the next segment, which is the faculty-related questions. Now, over the last few years, we have, as the UCU Law Society, grappled with financial deficits. So what are your thoughts on deficit financing, deficit spending, and how you propose to turn it around? We shall start with Kiracho this time. If you're not ready, okay, Diana.
It's okay, I am ready. Thank you so much. We have to understand the law society is one that does not have money. So how best can we boost the law society income? Number one, I ideally think the law society has to engage in entrepreneurial activities. Thank God the pandemic has taught us we cannot do away with certain things like food. So how about the society acquires a catering service? Because at the end of the day, if you're keen enough, look at Touch of Class. If you look at Touch of Class, there is a canteen next to it, and Touch of Class rents out its canteen at 250,000. This is money that the society can get. So if we as a society can be able to refurbish that canteen, if we can make it look good, if we can make it more comfortable, where we can remove our coats and sit and eat food and name it the Law Diner, who wouldn't want to eat at the Law Diner? At the end of the day, even other faculties would want to come and eat the Law Diner. These are people who are giving us money, and it is a practicable thing. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is money that is coming back to the law society, and it is boosting our finance. I also intend to initiate the Lawyer for Lawyer program. Now, the Lawyer for Lawyer program is basically one that a lawyer has to contribute 1,000 or 2,000 Ugandan shillings to the society every month. At the end of the day, these accumulated monies, we can be able to even finance our own co-curricular activities. We can be able to engage in other activities, like even selling academic materials. And I also intend to partner with law firms and other entities. But at the end of the day, you're not going to partner with the law firm, you're not going to partner with other entities if you do not include them to what is included into the society. So I ideally think if we give them reason as to why we are partnering with them and give them reason as to why we're giving them money. So how about we start with inclusivity with the law firms to get money? Thank you so much.
I'll go next.
Yes, most
then
definitely.
I'll come after. Do I pull it close or something? Thank you so much for this question. For long, our society has really depended on the subscription fees of the students and also the results of our networking with alumni and other lawyers in practice. So how best can we strengthen our networking? Because you find that if you have an established relationship with these alumni, with this law firm, you can easily approach them for anything. If there's an upcoming activity, they can easily chip in. And yes, the other thing, of course, is in line with the entrepreneurial activities. You realize when the pandemic hit, I'll borrow your ideas.
Most definitely, most definitely.
When the pandemic hit, so many things had to change course. And that also implies the society as well has to change course in the way that things are done, where it's not going to be business as usual. So that means we are going to have to come and think and see how best can we get the monies coming into our society, because we shall not keep begging forever. We shall not keep having deficits in our finances and in our budgets. We will not hand over to a government and hand over a deficit as well. So we shall have to think on different ways in which, as a society, we can make money. And there are so many ways that we can make money. And I believe that if we work together, we can get these different ways, and we shall have a very, very wealthy account as the Law Society. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your responses. Over to you, Peter.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay.
My apologies.
That's very okay. Yes, on the question of budgeting and the finances, first, the biggest problem we have as a society is people do not pay subscription fee. People only pay it when they really need it, but people do not pay it because they are willing. It's like the subscription fee is paid in little amounts. So what I am looking at first is increasing this subscription fee. And how am I going to, increase how students pay the subscription fee. And how am I going to do this? First, we are going to make sure that for every 50,000 shillings a student pays, they get a round neck t-shirt and a membership card. At the end of the day, the round neck t-shirt is acting as motivation. The membership card shows and proves that they are eligible for the privileges of the society. At the end of the day, we are motivating the student, because students outside there ask themselves, why should I pay the membership fee just to get a certificate, or rather just to get a receipt? Why can't I pay it and get a shirt that shows I'm a member of the society? At the end of the day, we may stay with only 30,000, but then we've increased students who are paying the subscription fee. Now, from the money we get in the subscription fee, we shall procure items. We shall procure items like the masks, items like the sanitizers, and then we shall keep selling these items on a slow basis, because I can assure you, we are not going to just get a lump sum of money in one night, but we are going to get these things, keep selling them throughout the time. We shouldn't be selling them at the end of the year when we are waiting for the annual law dinner. Let us start selling them right from the moment we are in power. And when we are selling these things, we shall work with entities like the Action Aid. Action Aid has very many opportunities. Why don't we lobby for funds from places like Action Aid? Why don't we go for equity financing? Why don't we work with banks? And all these things, we shall be working them. We are creating standing for the society. But at the end of the day, we are getting money for the society. And when we have enough money, then we can create a sustainable business, maybe a stationary business where students can get the acts and the notes without hustling with trends. Thank you very much.
Hustling with trends.
Over to you, Peter.
Oh, Bambi, the trends man.
We stand there for hours.
I guess we charge you extra.
Peter.
These are very brilliant ideas. If I was still at law school, I would feel very lucky to be amidst these presidential hopefuls. Yeah, well done, well done. So our next question is, it's just going to touch partly what you guys have been talking about, but we want to hear a bit of a twist in your answering. So you're going to be at the helm, or if any of you is going to be voted, you're going to be at the helm of the Law Society. Now, previously and for the past years, and even President Ernest will probably confirm, lobbying is very fundamental to the workings of the society. We lobby for academic facilitation, we lobby for finances to ensure activities operate, we lobby for internship placements. So in line of three things, finance, academic which is intertwined with internship placements. What mechanisms have you put in place to ensure that your ideas that you have are feasible and also bring results to the students in light of those three things? I hope we got the question.
Yes, yes.
Academic finance, academic.
Yes, I said the areas are three. One is finances, which is the working of the society. The other is academic. Academic is intertwined with internship placements. How are you going to ensure that the ideas that you have, because we've already heard that you guys have ideas, how are you going to ensure that your ideas are feasible and also bring results to the students? I think, Joel, last time I started with Elizabeth. Now I will begin with the only gentleman. The only...
Thank you so much. First of all, these brilliant ladies have talked about lobbying and lobbying and lobbying and lobbying. But at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, are you giving them reason to finance you? So the question is, what reason are you giving them to finance you? Because you're not going to ask for lobbying when you're not giving them reason to give you finances. They'll ask you, okay, why should we give you finance? So me ideally think that I understand the Law Society has started up a YouTube channel. How about you go to that law firm how about you go to that law firm to interview them about their case they've won? How about you tell them that we want you to offer us a lecture through our YouTube channel? So at the end of the day, it stems back to visibility and it stems back to inclusivity. If we include them into our things or into the things that are happening in the society, it is easy for us to go and ask for money, because they will say, oh, they came to us because they wanted us to offer public lecture. They came to us to offer maybe an idea or two concerning the Law Society. So ideally think if we include them in what is happening in the society, it is easy for us to go and ask for funds, not only going to them when we need something. So ideally think if we are going to these law firms to lobby for funds, how about to first give them reason as to why we're asking for these funds? Let's include them in what is happening to the society. Let's include them in our projects, because at the end of the day, people want to be given reason as to why we're asking for these things. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll now hear from Diana.
Thank you, Mr. Kiracho, for that submission.
You're welcome.
Yes. First, I'll address the question on academics. Now, first and foremost, I am looking at creation of students who are commendable, students who are credible, students who go outside there, and everyone knows that these students are from UCU. Now, I already suggested a law clinic. Now, when we have a law clinic, rather a legal clinic, students are already outside in the community serving. So by the time we go to lobby for internship placements, they already know these students are outside in the community. They know their presence. These students are seen. These students are heard. And these students have been seen and heard, and rather, these students are commendable. These students are offering already pro bono services. So by the time they go for internship positions, or by the time we go to lobby for internship placements, these students already have a placing in society. They already have a place in the community. It will be very easy for us to lobby when we have credible, commendable people that we are accrediting. Secondly, on the issue of finance, like I said, we are looking at lobbying for finances, but the only way we can get these finances, like he said, we need to give them a reason why they should give us this money. Now, I looked at the aspects of alumni mentorship. With the alumni, we are having the students involved in working with the alumni, and at the end of the day, the alumni can also help us in lobbying for these funds, because we can go through them, because they already have the social capital outside there in the different law firms. So why don't we go through the alumni who are already existing, and we lobby for these funds through the people who are already established outside there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my beloved colleagues, for your very nice and humble submissions. I also believe that I think, Mr. Peter Harbour, you said it, that lobbying has for long been one of the greatest sources of our finances as a society. And so, how are we going to continue with this? Of course, we are going to come up with entrepreneurial activities and all, but at the end of the day, we still need to lobby for these finances. And now we are going to continue to create this relationship. and I think my colleagues have aired it before, we shall continually incorporate these alumni and these lawyers in the different activities that we do. For example, I think it was last year during Shama's government, they invited Katende Sempewa, and they came here, had a career day, and like they talked, and it's just the next week when that government went and asked for funds for the Law Society dinner. And trust me, Katende Sempewa gave some good money. Why? Because they felt honored to be invited to this great institution. So we are going to create a relationship from day one. If you're an alumni, we shall ask you to join us on board. Please come join us for a law joint discussion. Please come do this. Please come help us here. So that by the time we come to your office, we are not new faces, but we are people you actually have a relationship with, and you will not hesitate to write a check for us. Thank you so much.
Those were intelligent responses, I must say. I will proceed to the next question. Are you capable of establishing working relations with the faculty, or you are defiant? Let's start with Diana.
First and foremost, I've already established a good working relationship with the people at the faculty. Right about now, those ladies at the faculty already know me. Why? Because I go there and talk to them. So, first of all, I am not disobedient, but then I'm not a conformist. I will talk to you and explain to you why I am bringing this idea on board, and listen to what you have to say. And at the end of the day, we liaise and get middle ground, because I'm not going to lie to you. I don't pet, but I also do not disobey people. So I believe that we can work as the society together with the, we can work as a society together with the people at the faculty, and we reach middle ground where we can serve the society without any of the parties being oppressed or any of the parties having different submissions. So I believe in a society where people can sit on a round table and discuss with everyone and come up with different ideas. That is why I think I can come up with a working relationship which does not involve beseeching, but rather involves coming up with ideas that are sustainable, ideas that come from both sides, and where we can liaise and work together with the faculty. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Diana. And I would also wish to, I think, put it out there that I'm a very friendly person and really, really humble. And I have really, over time, really established as well a relationship with Auntie Claire, Auntie Judith, and Uncle Rogers. Those are the people who work at the faculty. And trust me, there are times that Auntie Claire, I hope they're not watching this, there are times they are not really, I mean, it's not easy to talk to them and get to them, but at the end of the day, you need to portray yourself as someone filled with humility, someone filled with patience, so that if they're telling you come back, you will come back and politely say, yes, ma'am, I will come back. But again, don't try to have your way because you feel you have a right to and all that stuff. Like, please portray yourself as someone willing to listen to them and ready to work with them. And that is how I have been able to sustain a relationship with all of them. They are very friendly people, but of course it takes time, it takes patience to work with people. And yes, that is all I can really say for now.
Thank you so much. I believe the status quo of the Law Society with the faculty is one that is shaky. It's a string that is holding us back. And I ideally think a society is appreciating their efforts, of course, is one that has not included the people at the faculty. So if you are asking how capable are we of establishing a working condition or a working environment with the faculty, I will just give you 3 ways of establishing that. 1, be organized. If, yes, we are friendly, but how organized are you to work with them? So ideally think if you're organized, you have reason, you're giving them reason to actually be on a good working term with you. Because like I told you of my my idea of how we shall solve the missing marks. I ideally think if very many people are going there, of course, they're human beings, they get distorted, people have bad days. But I ideally think if we come up with a committee, one that is going to air out one voice, how about we restore that good working relation? Because yes, you have showed them we are organized. So we as a faculty, if we have an organization or an organized committee that we can go with. Number two, I ideally think if we have a good memorandum of understanding with the faculty, we tell them, yes, we are society, and of course, it's us. The society is one that bridges a gap between the students and the faculty. So we have to make that memorandum of understanding clear and put it out there, that without the faculty, of course, there's no society, because they offer us ideas and they include us. So number two is the inclusivity. We have mentioned inclusivity over and over again. That shows you that the society does not include the faculty. So it's ideally think if any of us, of course, of both Alex Kiracho making it to presidency, I will include the faculty. I will include them in all our affairs because they feel left out. So how about we include them into the things that are happening in the society? Then they ideally think we shall establish a good working relationship with the faculty. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Peter.
Okay, this is very interesting. I feel cheated that I wasn't able to make it to the university, but it's a very simple one. I think, Joel, I don't know how much time do we have to ask questions. How much more time do we have for us as moderators, according to our program? We still have some more minutes.
We have about 20 minutes.
Oh, 20 minutes, yes. So we need to summarize. I think I'll ask one question and Joel will ask the other question. Then we'll lead to the segment of the easy questions, current affairs. So my question, I will begin with Diana. My question is about my question is about okay. I think we've asked that. Yes. So Diana, growth is very pivotal. Growth is very important. How are you going to ensure that for the next, I don't know, 1 year you're going to be in office, we're going to realize growth of the society? How are you going to?
Thank you very much for that question. Now, this brings me back to my manifesto. All the aspects are brought in my manifesto are clear aspects of growth, are clear aspects that show that the society will develop from where they've been. On my manifesto, we have societal reform, where we include students in the policy making, which has not been existing. So why don't we use the senators to go back to the students and bring the policies to the table, tell them we intend to bring this on table. What do you think? What should we involve in the society? What do you want to see the society doing for you as a member of the society? At the end of the day, we shall bring these policies, add them to the whatever policies we shall be drafting at the end of the day, and we shall create a society that grows from the members, not just the cabinet's ideas, but from what the members want to see going forward in the society. At the end of the day, we are realizing growth in the aspect of policy, rather student inclusion in policy making. And then I am looking at the aspects of the legal clinic and the legal journal. These are new aspects for the society. Once we create them, we are opening doors for doors in different places for the society. We are marketing the society and we are marketing the students. At the end of the day, this will be able to charge the growth. It will help us grow as advocates, and it also helps the society grow outside there, because yes, we might have a good name outside there, but what have we done? What can we be talked about? Right now, I'm looking at the society grow from being a society that is dormant to a society that is active, not only in UCU, but a society that is active even in the community. Thank you very much.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Peter. I think that, in my opinion, the growth that we'd think about right now is the growth in the knowledge of the different students in UCU, the growth in the knowledge of their view of the society. that it is not just a body that is organizing activities, but a body that is there for them. If we are to achieve a society that is befitting of the people, yes, we are going to organize legal clinics, we are going to have journals, we are going to have blogs and all that stuff, but at the end of this 1 year, will a third year tell a first year, please pay for the Law Society subscription because this is a relevant society? So how do we achieve this? As a society, yes, we are going to grow, but because we are going to identify with the different issues affecting the law students. We are going to identify with the tuition burden. We are going to have a Law Society fund. We are going to pay a substantial contribution to the tuition of our colleagues so that by the end of this 1 year, someone will be sure to say, yes, this society is there for me. And so now that is how we have grown, but in the knowledge of the fact that this society is in place because it cares for me as an individual. And this society is in place because it is airing my voice. I have missing marks and I'm seeing the society doing something about this. And this is a society that I will encourage someone else to subscribe to because it is one befitting of the people. Thank you so much.
Alex, in a minute, or if it's possible, less than a minute.
Much obliged. They have wonderful submissions. However, we have to understand where growth has its foundation. We have to understand what foundation does the Law Society have. So at the end of the day, growth stems back to two core values. That is visibility and vibrancy. You cannot say you want to grow when you're not vibrant. You cannot say you want to grow when you're not visible. So at the end of the day, that is my vision. Visibility, vibrancy, and resilience. So how best visible and vibrant are we? So I ideally think the new ideas that you're bringing up is one that is going to root out a foundation that is going to lead to growth. For example, I ideally think, like she has said, one that is going to give the students reason to make sure the Law Society grows. So I understand, I intend to start up to solve the inadequacy of the debt policy. I understand the university has a debt policy where it only caters for someone who has lost their parent only when they're on semester and only when they're registered. So me as the Law Society, I ideally think, how about we be there for the students in times of joy, in times of happiness, and in times of sorrow. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen out there, we can be able to provide transportation and condolence, and we do not have to wait for the bureaucracy of the administration. So I ideally think if you give students reason as to why you were standing here, as to why you're giving them the students' welfare, so why wouldn't you grow? So at the end of the day, it stems back to visibility and vibrancy. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. There is a first-year law student out there who has just heard about the Law Society. They're not quite sure what the Law Society is about. So just briefly tell us what are the duties of the Law Society. Who wants to go first?
I take this pleasure to go first. First of all, the duty of the Law Society in UCU, the first one would be to promote the rule of law in this institution. And the second would be to ensure that the students in UCU experience a conducive study environment as they journey through this great institution. And the third that I would say is to create different avenues to lobby for funds for all the different needy students. Yes, those are the things that I think that the society actually is mandated to do as a body.
Diana?
Yes. First of all, I believe the society is there to serve the students and the members. I believe the society is there to represent the students, represent all their needs and all the aspects that are disturbing them back in their classrooms and wherever they are. I am also looking at the society acting as a bridge between the students and the faculty. And that is why I had brought up the clarification board, because I believe that whereas the student can follow up their missing marks and all these problems, we need a more credible and a more organized group that can follow up these marks for the students. So we are creating a bridge. We are creating a bridge between the students and the faculty. And then I'm also looking at the society being there to help students become wholesome advocates. By wholesome, I mean advocates who are skilled, advocates who are skilled, advocates who understand what they are doing, and advocates who will be able to serve a community that is developing, a community that is intersection, who will be able to work with everyone. And that is why I think the society is there to help students shape their principles and shape their values in that aspect. And that is why all my ideas in the manifesto are aimed at shaping a proper advocate, someone we will be proud of when we say, you know, we went to school with this person, we belong to the same society with this person. There will be wholesome people, people worthy of credibility, people worthy of admiration. So I'm looking at a society, the society being there for the student who wants to learn more about the world. The society should be there to give them the information. Why should we wait for the information to come from outside? Why can't the society be there to avail it to that year one student? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like I said, it takes balls to go against ladies. You can see they are all progressing with ideas. However, in my own way, how I understand the law society, number one, it is one that bridges the gap between the faculty and the students. And number two, I ideally think the law society is one that helps the students appreciate and understand the law. It modifies the law for them, and that's why it has manifestos, or it has points like a mentorship program. It has points like the mooting program, one that helps you understand and modify the law. Number three, the law society is one that I have not seen happening, but however, it is supposed to be one that gives students reason that there is life after law school. There is life after the books. So I ideally think the law society is one that should guide the students into the university life. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your responses. Just before we go to the last section of current affairs, I think, Peter, let's give the audience an opportunity to ask one question each to the candidates. You'll raise your hand up.
Wamboga's hand is up. Please be very brief. Please be very brief. We're trying to observe time.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody, do we have to mute Wamboga? Wamboga, you need to speak. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My question goes to Alex Kiracho. He says something about visibility of the society, and I feel that's not kind of practical, because when the society is off semester, when we are off semester, we all know that the society comes to a standstill. So what about when we are off semester? Kiracho should answer that question. Are we still visible, or he has an action plan for that? Thank you.
Okay. So we've got a question. We've got a question for Kiracho. Let's get a question for Diana.
Oh.
Yes, we want to be fair. The person who's going to ask, please ask a question to Diana.
Yes, I have a question for Diana.
All right, this is Gavin. Yes, Gavin.
Yes, so Diana, we are very grateful for the plans that she has in regards to the missing marks. However, she hasn't set a visible plan. We want to know bit by bit on how she has, how she feels that clarification board is actually going to work. So we wanted to know on its viability and the way in which indeed the clarification board that she has talked about is actually going to work. Thank you.
Okay, now lastly, let's get a question to Elizabeth. Yes. Chikano, I think it's Chikano. Yes, Chikano. Please unmute Chikano. He has a question to Elizabeth. Or if Chikano is not saying something, I can see somebody in the chat. Maybe we can check that. Somebody in the chat asked. Can I read that?
Please do.
I look so fast. Right. But if you look at us in person.
Somebody is saying to Liz, what is your plan towards finance? Any different from the previous regimes? What is your I think the question is, what is your plan towards finance? Do you have any different plans from the previous regimes? Did you hear the question? Hello? We lost the signal. Are we back on air?
Yes, we're back on.
Okay.
Please read the last question for Liz.
I don't know, Liz. It was just precisely about that. What do you intend to come up as a new mode for financing? Is it something that has previously done, or you have new modes? What are your ideas about financing? That was the question precisely. We have very few minutes, guys. The Electoral Commission gave us, we have even 4 minutes. You have,
Thank you so much.
each of you guys have very few seconds to answer those questions.
Most definitely, most definitely. So thank you so much. Mr. Waboga asked me how visible can we be even when we are off semester. I wanted to understand the body, the person you entrust to lead or to man a society. A society has to run for 3 semesters because however much we are on for 2 semesters, we still run for the last semester. If you was keen enough listening to my manifesto, I talked about or hinted on the death policy. That is still visibility. If we are still being there for our brothers and sisters who have lost their loved ones and provide transportation for them. At the end of the day, it's still visibility for them. Number two, you're talking about lobbying for funds. How about we use this time when we are off semester to go to those partnerships, to go to those law firms and ask them to make a career guidance video, because we understand we have a YouTube channel. So it's high time we use that off semester to make the YouTube channel active. It's also another avenue for making money. However, it's also a chance for us when we are off semester to keep them interacted, to keep them active by asking them to have public lectures, by asking them to teach us the law. And also we can, as a law society, hold virtual conferences, given the fact the pandemic has taken another twist of virtuality. So how about we also hold public conferences? Thank you so much.
Yes, I applaud you, Mr. Kiracho, for your submission.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mugisha Gavin, for your question on the clarification board. Now, as I already explained, the clarification board will involve the class representatives, the cabinet, and the faculty representatives. The class representatives will bring the information of the students who have missing marks to the cabinet, and the cabinet, through the faculty representatives, will petition the dean and show him that these people are missing their marks. Once these marks reach the dean's office, he'll be able to ask the people who are in charge of clarifying these marks, and by the time the student comes to follow up, there is a smooth path for them, and they will not, because you see, with individual following up, students are told to go back, either they meet bad reception, sometimes they end up doing unnecessary retakes. So what are we going to do? We are going to create a smooth path. We make sure that at least the issues of missing marks reach the dean faster than they would have when someone is doing it on an individual basis. Then by the time they come to do it on an individual basis, there is already a clear path. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I didn't get the name of the person who asked me, but if it was a gentleman or a lady, thank you so much for that question. And my ideas about financing, the first one that I believe is that we just, first of all, need to strengthen the already established modes of financing and lobbying of funds that the society has. And we mentioned this earlier. How about we strengthen the relations with the alumni and the different lawyers in practice? Let's incorporate them into our different activities so that it's going to be much easier to get them on board when we need funds to run the different activities. And then how do we increase the number of people subscribing? By being relevant to the different issues affecting the law students. If someone sees you're actually very intentional about their tuition burden, you're paying attention to their missing marks, you're doing these different things that affect them at an individual level, why will they hesitate to subscribe to this society that is one befitting of the people? Thank you so much.
All right. This is very, very interesting, and we're coming to the end of the. We've had so much of Stem Kekete. Mr. George, we are sorry. We are done with audience questions. So we are now going to is this a bit? We're not going to ask about the law society. You've told us enough of the ideas. So I think Joel is the one who will choose the person who will take this first question. These are current affairs. Joel, you will choose. So, Joel will choose the person who will answer this question. Who is the head? Who is the head of the Leadership Code Tribunal in Uganda? You have a few seconds. Joel, who is that person?
Diana.
Diana,
Yes.
who is the head of the Leadership Code Tribunal in Uganda?
Candidates, you have 30 seconds since these are spot-on questions.
Yes. Maskofe. It is Madame Kaugonjo Segawa.
Okay, that's a very fair answer. Her name is Dr. Roslyn Karugonjo Segawa. Okay. Joel?
Please pay attention. There is a saying that goes, the ears that don't listen will fall off with the head when it's cut off. So please listen carefully. What food crop was recently banned from exportation to Kenya? That goes to Liz.
Maize.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. We can see we have an informed presidential hopeful. Eh? And now to the only gentleman. Okay, I no, this comes off very sexist. I will address you, Mr. Alex. Yes, Mr. Alex. Yes. So, who is the administrative head of the High Court of Uganda? Who is the administrative head of the High Court of Uganda?
The principal judge. If you're asking for the name, you're asking for the name?
The name. Yes, the name.
I think it's Judge Zeija. Zeija. Justice Flavian Zeija, yes.
Huh? I will guide you on that. Guys, you need to observe to how to address the titles of those people. Eh? The name is Justice Flavian Zeija. Right? Okay. To you, Joel.
In Tanzania, our president recently died, I think yesterday or the other day. So my question goes, what is the longest serving political party in Tanzania? This goes to Diana. Yeah. Unfortunately.
To the candidates, you have 30 seconds, no consultation. Get to the point, thank you. You should actually take off.
Can I start? The Tanzanian Democratic Party.
Unfortunately, that answer is incorrect. The answer is Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM. Unfortunate. Peter.
Okay. People are not acquainted with politics of our late hero, President Pombe Magufuli. I will now ask. This goes. I think everybody should have an opportunity. So Diana has answered 2. I think now we go to Liz, right? Diana, you've answered 2 questions as of now, right? Yes. So we go to Liz. Liz, let me ask Liz what has been structured. I had amended my question. Liz, who is the head of the International Monetary Fund?
Georgina.
Who is the head of the International Monetary Fund? I can see you're consulting from Diana. Does she want to answer for you?
No, she's not that one. Thank you so much for that question. I can only recall one name, and it goes by Georgina.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Let Joel tell you the answer.
The name is Kristalina Georgieva.
Georgieva.
Yeah.
It's Georgieva.
The next question is quite simple, I should say. This goes to Alex. I think this is like a free pass. So how many districts are in Uganda?
First of all, I have to applaud our president who keeps creating districts. However, given the fact they created very many districts, I cannot keep track of them. I'll pass on that. Thank you.
Would like to take the opportunity. None of you is capable in this aspect. Okay. The answer is 135 districts. Only. That's as of today. Okay.
Joel, how much time do we have? How much time?
one more round will be
one more
adequate.
round.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. This is to, no, the other way around. So the one last round we can begin with, we've been us beginning with Diana. So we can start with Liz. Liz. How many presidential candidates did we have in the last and just concluded presidential election in the country?
There were 11.
Okay, good. Right.
Okay. This goes to Alex. I think I've asked Diana a lot of questions. She must be wondering if I have a personal vendetta with her. Anyway, Alex, what were the grounds raised during Chagulani's presidential petition?
First of all, I have to applaud. I thought we're using ladies first.
Sam, you don't need to mention all.
So I'm not sure which one you're talking about, either the withdrawal when they're withdrawing or the grounds when they're petitioning. So I beg to be guided.
The question was quite clear.
Yes.
What grounds were raised during Chagulani's presidential petition, not the withdrawal?
The first one was the delay for amending the petition, so they couldn't allow them to amend it. You're looking for that? Yeah, how many grounds are you looking for?
As many as you're capable of.
As many as I can. Diana is offering to help me.
Diana? No? Okay, Diana will get her own question from Peter. But we can talk of the grounds like the use of UPDF and police to harass. That was one of the main issues of contention. There was arrest and interference with the election, and there was a ballot stuffing. There was a breach of his life, that is Chagulani, and breach of his right to life, his right to associate, and also the internet also came up. Yeah, that's basically it. Peter, you ask the last question.
All right. The very last question. It's been a very interesting journey. So Diana, Diana, my last question to you is, I think we asked you a bit of tough questions. Could you please mention 3 members of parliament who intend to run for the position of speaker? 3 members of parliament who intend to run for the position of speaker.
Yes, thank you very much. First,
People are
we have...
whispering people are whispering.
Which people?
Around you. They were giving you answers.
I am far away.
No, it's okay. Go on.
No. Yes, the first one is Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, and then we have Mr. Jacob Bolanya, and then we have Mr. Semuju, Honorable Semuju.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
So I think that's pretty much it. We come to the end of our debate. People are hugging. We're in coronavirus. We're still in the pandemic. Joel, I hope I'm allowed to give my comments also to, yes, okay. So firstly, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much to the Electoral Commission of the Uganda Christian University Law Society. You guys are doing amazing work. I would like to applaud you. I would like to thank personally Ivy, who reached out to me. Ivy was even sending me messages at 1 a.m. Yes. So I'd like to thank her for being very, very industrial. I think she's doing an amazing work. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the people that have organized this. I wish the very best to all the candidates. May you ensure that everything you've told us this afternoon comes to life. You don't just mention it for the appearance on our beautiful cameras, but also you ensure that we see hope, we see reality of the Uganda Christian University Law Society. I wish you the very best. I would like to thank also President Ernest, who has diligently served the society and making this possible. I am honored and humbled for the invite. I look forward to the election, and I wish you the very best. Good luck to all the candidates. Over to you, Joel.
Thank you, Peter. As well, it was an honor to moderate this prestigious event. I would also add on to your voice by wishing all the candidates good luck in the forthcoming elections. And I hope the best man or woman wins. Right now, we shall now move on to closing remarks. Yeah. Thank you.
So good afternoon to you all, our esteemed viewers, the moderators. Thank you for taking us through this. The Electoral Commission, I would like to commend you for the hard work. And also our viewers for tuning in on our YouTube channel. So it is worth noting that we as law students, we may not have spent a lot of time learning our ways of the society. But I'm very sure that we have spent time long enough to know that the ways of our society must change from time to time. So to the viewers, each of us, the society, we all have a responsibility of strengthening this society and sharing some measure of sacrifice. Yes, there are three candidates, the two ladies, and the gentleman with balls take on the ladies. Yes, yes, you are in this race, but fact remains, you are charged with transforming the society in all aspects. And the voters, the law students, it is our job and duty that we as law students take part in this decision making and hold a political opinion. A friend of mine once told me that if you don't vote, you lose the right to complain. I thought it funny, but it was a fact.
And it's a fact.
So our esteemed viewers, listeners, those on our YouTube channel, please turn up in large numbers to vote for your candidates. I hope you've listened to them carefully. And before I forget, please do get your ticket for the law dinner, the law luncheon, I mean. Yes. Otherwise, that's all I have to say today. I wish you the very best, Diana, Elizabeth, both, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Those were closing remarks from the UCU Law Society Acting President. We've come to the end of this debate. Thank you very much, candidates, for participating, the Electoral Commission, the observers, and we would like to give a big shout out to Mr. Mark Maliko for his aid in running this online debate. As we conclude this, would like to get a closing prayer from Mr. Patrick. Thank you. Yeah, he's a commission on the Electoral Commission.
I think we should humble ourselves for the prayer. Our dear Lord Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everything that you have made us go through. We as the Electoral Commission, right away from the start, we have been having a lot of threats, but you have managed to let us go through that. We thank you for the three candidates that you're having here with us, the two beautiful ladies and a handsome guy. So, Lord, may you guide us, may you guide all the voters such that they get to vote in big numbers, and you broaden their minds that when they are casting their votes, they vote a person who is able, they vote a person who is going to fulfill everything that they do desire. Lord Jesus, I also pray that as we are getting into the last days of the process of voting, may you aid us as the Electoral Commission such that we get to organize a free and fair election as every student will get to desire. In the name of Almighty God, I pray.
Amen. Thank you very much, Patrick. We've come to the end of this debate. Thank you. We hope that you'll be guided on Monday as you cast in your votes. Have a great day and be blessed.
Thank you.